1998. David Beckham gets sent off against Argentina. England lose, knocked out of the World Cup. 2002. Ronaldinho lobs David Seaman. England knocked out to Brazil. 2006, the golden generation. Steven Gerrard, David Beckham, Frank Lampard, John Terry, Wayne Rooney. All it took was a wink. England knocked out against Portugal. 2010, England knocked out. Frank Lampard, ghost goal. Was it? Wasn't it? We don't know. We will never know, I guess, because it didn't stand. Germany, runaway winners. 2014, England don't even win a game. In fact, by the time they faced Costa Rica, England were already booking their flights home. That's how crazy that was. 2018. Now, fans are a bit more, hey, we're a bit more together now. Gareth Southgate's got the lads together. We are more as one. We're more united. It isn't the kind of rivalry and the kind of beefs, in camps that we were hearing about in terms of the togetherness and things like that we had with the golden generation. These guys really like each other. They follow each other on social media. Should be kind of calm, right? England knocked out. Croatia, runaway winners. 2022. France, you come up against the big boys. Mbappe, Germany, did you get Varane's? England knocked out again. And then, of course, as we know, recently, England knocked out by Lionel Messi and co. Lionel Messi and co. It is just a reoccurring theme. It doesn't really matter who you face. It's just England. 1966, people. That's the last time England won a World Cup. In fact, this was the first time England have been in a semi-final for quite some time, from what I can remember. So, this is kind of even new for those England fans who are relatively young. For you guys out there, yeah, this isn't the norm. Don't think England get into a semi-final. This is like a normal thing. You just heard the exits that I just named. Whether it be a quarter-final, whether it be group stage exits and things. This is England. That is England. This is actually more of an anomaly more than anything, especially in the last couple of years. It's been more of an anomaly. England get into Euro finals, and that's not new. That's not built into the DNA. The DNA of England is failures. That's what England are like. They've been this way since I've been watching football in the 90s. That's just been England, and I can only imagine it's been like that previous to that. But you can see if you go online right now, check all the exits that England have had since they won the World Cup. England have been abject failures. That is in the DNA, unfortunately. I know it doesn't sound nice. It sounds very harsh. And I know what then happens is we start looking for the excuses. If it's Thomas Tuchel, it's the substitutions, or it's the tactics, it's the players he didn't bring, it's the players he did bring, it's the wind, it's the there's corruption. It's everything but yourselves. At some point you just got to look in the mirror as yourself. If I keep failing in life and I keep doing wrong, I can't keep blaming other people. I can't keep talking about others. I can't keep saying, well, it's because of that. No, it's a you thing at this point, which is fine. That's absolutely fine. I just think England haven't had that conversation with themselves yet, of really understanding that it is actually a you thing. It's okay because we got in Gareth Southgate, a guy he's friendly. He's not necessarily going to, get onto anybody. He's not necessarily going to, would I say, upset the apple cart or anything like that. No. He's friendly. He knows the under 21s. He's come through. He's Mr. Nice Guy and all these kind of things. And he strokes egos and yeah, that's calm. Now you get in a supposed winner, and now this guy can't also get you to win. So what is it then? What is it? At some point, is it not just a you thing? Is it not just that's what you are? If I keep showing you the same thing over a sustained period of time, does that not just mean that that is who I am? If I keep lying to you, if I keep telling you porky pies every single time, even over the smallest of things, at some point I am just a compulsive liar. And that is England. It is just built into the fabric, into the kind of like software of the country when it comes to football. So when people are surprised almost, and I think that's what throws me off. You're surprised that England got knocked out of the semi-final of a World Cup to Argentina. What the hell is there to be surprised about, people? That was always gonna happen. What did you guys think England were gonna win? You thought England were gonna win? That was never happening. It was never happening. You're not winning. You're not winning. Not now, anyway. I can't speak for the future because I never really know, kind of thing. But I guess there's signs. There are signs, right? And I think this tournament, England getting through the way that they did, and you could say the same for Argentina. So I'm not even going to sit here and pretend. You can easily say the same thing. The difference with it, say for example, in England and Argentina, right? The difference with them is that their own ideology, their own philosophy, their own identity in terms of what they try to achieve, right? Whether it's shit or not, they have one. They have one. You even hear the way that they talk. I think Simeone, after the end of the Simeone's son, obviously, after the end of the game, the way he was like crying about, speaking about Messi and that's their own, again, right or wrong. I'm not saying that there is necessarily a right or wrong way, but they have a way. There is something. England have nothing. They have had nothing for as long as I can remember. It is just you are fitting in the best players that you can possibly find into some form of a team formation, and we're just going to make it work. You're doing what Brazil did with Ancelotti. Difference is Brazil just, Brazil have only just recently been a bit rubbish, right? Whereas we remember the old school Brazil. They had an ideology, they had an identity, they had a style. There's a reason why Spain hadn't won a World Cup or Euros prior to them winning it back to back to back. There was a reason. Like there is a reason for these kind of things. It's not just accidental. It's not just one of those kind of things. There's reasons for these kind of things. How did Italy win their World Cup? Playing their style, their identity. Before, guess what? Just like Syria, the whole thing has now gone to shits. Why? Because that's gone now. You've gone away from all of that now. You're doing something completely different. So they're quite reminiscent, or they're quite similar, England and Italy. But at least Italy have got a World Cup as of recently, or in my lifetime anyway. So when you look at England, like I said, it's built into your fabric. So all of this surprise talk and yeah, you thought this, but you're more for you. I can't, all of you, every single, even my friends, all of you, more for you. More for you for thinking in your head that this was going to be any different than what you've seen before. That doesn't make sense. Why would it be any different? It's the same. We're seeing the same things. You've been seeing the same things. When you come up against a good team, you can't win in important games anyway. You're not winning. You can't. There's something in and the thing is, I don't even know what it is at this point. I actually don't know. I thought I knew, but I don't actually know. So I would love for someone to be able to explain it to me, to be able to tell me, because what is it when England get into these kind of moments? It's almost like even Thomas Tuchel fell into the whole England DNA kind of thing. So you mean from the 55th minute, England decided that that was the way that they were going to go about things in this game? Why? Why was that? Why was that the reasoning? Like, sorry, not reason, but why was that? Why was that the thinking behind what you were trying to do? What was the inferiority complex? What was that? Why did you have that? You were winning 1-0 in the game. Argentina weren't playing better. England weren't. Neither team was playing well. But you were winning. And you're not a shit team. Got good players on your team. A couple world-class players in your team. They got one alien in their team, fair enough, who obviously overrides everything. But cool, they got him. And they got a couple top-class players in their team, Julian Alvarez, Lautaro Martinez, Enzo Fernandez, I think is a really, really top player. So I don't understand. Like, well, why did you feel that you needed to do that? Again, it's something that's just seeped into the English DNA, man. Like tournament after tournament after tournament. There was actually a period of time, actually, I think maybe between like 2010 and 2016. So for those like 6 years, whether it be a Euros or a World Cup, obviously England losing to Iceland in the Euros and stuff like that. I think throughout that kind of period of time, right, that period, you could tell that there was no faith in the country, like in the team and stuff like that. And, I think it didn't really change really until Gareth Southgate actually came in. And it became more about this kind of harmonious and we're together. And he I think he went about it in a very good approach, because he took England from a place of just darkness to, okay, you know what, we may not be as good as those other teams, but we can bring something, we can add something, we can try, we can do this, we can do that. And I feel like he was getting pretty decent results for what the team kind of had there. Still not good enough, because England, in my opinion, are just never good enough, but they had something. And it's the same thing here, really, and really and truly. Now, Harry Kane is what, 32, 33, or whatever it is, next tournament. And England ain't got no strikers like that. Like, no good strikers like that anyway, to be able to lead lines. You're going to have to start thinking of something different. Don't know what you do in that kind of situation. Got other players there who are quite young, Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice. Well, I say young, but like, Declan Rice, good age. Elliot Anderson, obviously, and then Nico O'Reilly, Reece James, if he can stay fit, Mark Gay. They're decent players. Reece James, obviously, a top level player, but yeah, they're decent players. They're decent players all around. Whether that means you're going to go out there and win, I don't know. I don't think so. And again, I'm not even really, and again, I'm not even looking at the players. Like I said, it's a DNA thing. These other Germany, France, they all have like an ideology more than anything else. Whatever it is, whether it's France and they're going to use their overpowering physicality in some way, shape, or form, whether it's Spain and the tiki taka and the possession based football, whether it's Brazil with the samba football, whether it's Germans with the efficiency, whether it's obviously the Italians back then with their kind of defensive nous and all that kind of stuff. England don't have anything, and if they do, they don't play to that strength, and they have never played to that strength. What they try and do is play to the strength of the current crop of players. You're not going to win that way, man. You're just not going to win that way. It's just never ever going to necessarily work, unless you do have an alien in Lionel Messi who can almost be the spark within that. So you can have your tactics, which can be pretty good or whatever for this specific tournament, like an Argentina have, but you've got Lionel Messi. So it helps, it adds to things, you know. And I feel like that's going to always be England's, would I say, downfall. So what needs to change? I don't know, people. I really, really don't know, man. I think England have just it's just, it's just boring at this point, man. I mean, it's been boring for about 10 years, to be fair. So let me not act like this is something that's just come about now, but it's just boring, man. Like, it's coming home. It's the, oh, bro, shut up, man. Just shut up. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just leave it out, man. I'd rather you be shocked at the fact that it's happened than making it a thing. And but you know what? Fans are fans at the end of the day. I'm not, it's not even you that I'm even really getting onto, right? It's more stuff like the media doesn't help. The thing is, I knew it was set in stone from when the media were trying to cause division after the Mexico game. I said, yeah, this is gonna end only in one way, and I know exactly what's going to happen after said point, which is now it's the blame game. Now it's this, bro. Like I said, you can blame players, you can talk about that player, you can talk about everybody. It really doesn't actually even matter. England have to take a look at themselves as a country. What is it England are doing? Because it seems like all of these other countries, even when you look at a France, right? So all their top players, right? They all play for all these different teams. So you got Doué, Dembele, Barcola. They all play for PSG, who are the best team in Europe at this current moment in time. You've got Michael Olise currently playing for Bayern Munich. You've got Tchouameni at Real Madrid. You've got Kone at Roma. You've got Upamecano at Bayern Munich. You've got Saliba at Arsenal. You've got Kanate, who's now moved to Real Madrid, but formerly, of Liverpool, right? So all of these guys, they all play for all of these different kind of teams, right? So it's not even they all play for the same team. I mean, some of them do, but the majority, they just play, kind of everywhere, right? But they play to their strengths as a nation. In my lifetime, I don't ever remember France being like some tiki taka team or something. No, it was never. It was always really about the kind of physicality base around them. They can play football, of course they can. But when you think of Zidane, when you think of Patrick Vieira, when you think of Makalele, when you think of Thierry Henry, it's the physicality about that. Obviously, the quality is the quality. Of course, it is. They're amazing players. So I'm not trying to detract from that. but they have that physicality, and because they all have that as a common factor, that's something that you can use. Giroud, what is he? Target man, big, strong. Have Mbappe, fast, direct. That's what that's how you win for them. That's what they can do, and they've been doing it for eons. For as long as I've been watching France, that has been the way that they have won tournaments, is via that way, or have gone very far in tournaments, should I say, is via that way. Having, again, like I said, the likes of Thierry Henry, Zinedine Zidane, Patrick Vieira, Lizarazu, Petit, and these are Marcel Desailly, Leboeuf. Come on, bro. This is physicality. That's what they're on. Germans, it's about efficiency. Once they are extremely efficient, so whether you got the likes of Philip Lahm, whether you got the likes of Muller, whether it's a Michael Ballack, whether it's whoever, closer, these guys are efficient. They're well, I guess it's really in the name, right? They're a well-oiled machine. That's what they are about. So guess what? They then can go and win a tournament because they're tapping into that DNA. Once they stray away from it, what happens? They're out. They're not doing so well at this current moment in time. Why? In this tournament, they weren't a well-oiled machine. They were just a team full of individual players, good players, mind you, but individual players. Why do you think Argentina took so long to get to this point? They've had Messi for time. For time. They had a prime Messi, by the way, like a prime Messi when no one on planet Earth, and no one still can, but when no one on planet Earth could touch Barcelona, they had that Messi. They had Higuain. They had Aguero. They had Carlos Tevez. They've had bad boys. They've had better teams than the team they got now, Mascherano and them lot. They've had all of that. Guess what? They didn't have that ideology. They didn't have that until now in the past couple of tournaments. They've decided, since Scaloni came in, he's brought that back. He's understood what the team need. Forget if they win the final on Sunday or not. That's even irrelevant. They got to a final. Do you know what I'm saying? They're done better than everyone else. It's about the ideology. Spain. I can speak about Spain all day long. You already know. But these are the reasons why these teams do that. England don't have that ideology. Or, like I said, maybe they've got one. And again, in the comment section, please tell me what it is. But whatever that ideology is, they're not playing to it. So guess what? At this point, it's just seeped into your DNA. It is just a part of you now. Like you've been doing this for so long that is just now you, unfortunately. So this is where, the cookie crumbles at this current moment in time for England. Where do they go? What next? People want Tuchel sacked. Tuchel said, well, he didn't say, but he was supposed to be coming in here to win England a World Cup. That was what he was here for. He didn't do it. Ain't nobody care about no third place finish. You know what I mean? I mean, it'll be the best finish England have had, I believe, since 1966, to be fair. Gareth Southgate currently holds that record with fourth place at this moment in time, to my knowledge, I think. But no one cares. They don't want third place. They want winners. They want to know how you can get us into a final. They want to know why you're not getting us into a final. They want to know why you're making those substitutes. They want to know why you were thinking that way during that moment in that period of the game. Seeped into the, and again, Tuchel ain't even English. That's how you know. Just being a part of it, like you've had managers, right, who are not even English, who are deemed to be good managers, who have now come in and haven't done anything so far. Obviously, Tuchel, we don't know if he carries on. Who knows, right? But at this moment, as of 2026 today, he hasn't done anything. He hasn't done anything that we ain't seen before. So what is it? It can't just keep being managers, because you've had a golden generation. You've had good it can't be that. It's England. You've got to tap into whatever your DNA is. And then from there, you just stick to it. It doesn't matter what players you have. It doesn't matter who's on the team. It doesn't matter who the manager is. You just stick to that. And once you stick to that, then we can start looking at potentially winning tournaments and things like that. Until then, like I said, just failures. It is what it is. You can have Jude Bellingham, Harry Kane. These guys are ballers. These are some of the best players in the world, especially in their position. In fact, scratch even best in their position. They're just some of the best players in the world. And we're here again. Listen, I'm not even saying it has to be no inquest or anything like that, but until England decide to just genuinely look at themselves as a nation in a football sense, we're going to be here for a long time. And I think I'm going to see my life out hopefully live until I'm about 100, and I don't think I'm going to see England win a tournament, which is sad to say. I can't lie. That's a sad thing to know that. I mean, I've been alive for 30 odd years and you still? That's crazy to me. You'd think I was like San Marino, like I was from San Marino or something. Do you know what I'm saying? Then it's like, okay, yeah, fair enough. I get it. I don't expect. I'll be happy if I just make a tournament. Let me know your thoughts, people, man. Let me know your thought, man. So, what next for England? You know, what should they do? You know, how do you guys kind of see things? Is it, you know, a case of just ripping up the whole page, the whole book, and just starting again as a footballing nation? Do you think they can continue on for, like, I don't know, man. Just let me know your thoughts in the comment section, people, and I'll catch you very, very soon. Peace.